Well, welcome folks to Wisconsin, a place famed for its natural beauty, its delectable cheese.
Drivers, start your engines!
Josh Jacobs getting after it in the back of the two-seater there. Packers running back. He's had lead blockers in his career, but talk about a view and a hole opening up in front of them.
They will see the green flag, and when they pass it here at Road America for the NTT INDYCAR Series, we will be racing. And now we go. Green, green, green is the call, and Louis Foster hugs the inside. Scott McLaughlin goes for the outside line down into turn one, and look at Kirkwood on the move already on the championship leader, Alex Palou.
This is what we talked about, guys. Just because you start up front doesn't mean you always stay there. It's clean through, but Palou is falling all the way down. Now McLaughlin challenging Foster.
7 cars off track as David Malukas loses it and is into the beach, and that will likely leave him there. I seriously doubt he'll be able to get going. And here comes, I think, Alex Palou on Pato Award.
But Foster is having to defend once again from Scott McLaughlin, who is all over the rear wing of the pole sitter. Has a look up the inside, but look at Award on the inside of Kirkwood and on the run up from 5 into the blind at 6.
As the caution comes out for Malukas' stranded car.
And all of that fighting behind him really allowed Foster just to stretch his legs a little bit. But what a great first lap. What a great first 3/4 of the lap. I think Jacob Abel got caught up in the remnants of this as well.
Does a good job getting it outside of Graham Rahal there, who was in the second red and white car back, but then just outbrakes himself. Maybe got a little squeezed over and got on the white line with the left sides. But either way, contact in the back of Christian Lundgaard. As we ride on board with Rahal, that's Malukas just to the front, to the left. Watch.
Yeah, just goes in with too much speed. You see the front lock up, and he gets into the back of Christian Lundgaard. Kevin, understand there might be some damage.
The drivers are pitting, though, including Scott Dixon, who started down in 25th place. Conor Daly in there as well. So too the 8 car of Stingray Robb and Marcus Armstrong. Well, first one of the guys out there. A decent idea after a couple of laps completed to jump off the tires.
Guys, remember this pit stop. Scott Dixon started 25th, okay? Not someone we had tagged in the pre-race show. Remember this pit stop on lap 3. This could come into play by the end of this thing if we see the number 9 up at the front. The way this race goes, the way the cycles go, as you see the damage on the nose cone of David Malukas there.
I don't know if it's damage or optimized cooling for the hot day for Malukas up on the nose.
He drops the anchor now. We are green. The restart line is just after turn 14. You'll see a white line on the track. They can overtake from there. Rear end squirreling around as they get the power down on the rise back up to the hill and down to turn 1.
Pretty big bobble from Louis Foster, and now Scott McLaughlin in the yellow and white XPEL Chevy pops to the outside looking to make a move. It's tough to pull it off, but you can do it if you're brave, and he does.
Goes the long way around and gets it done even before turn-in as Palou on the charge and has a look and has the move on Willpower.
Great move there from Palou to capitalize with those harder tires, getting around Power on the soft.
Go red 5.
Down to Canada corner.
Palou and Power at it again, side by side. Power on the inside.
Oh! Both of them past Kyle Kirkwood. Brilliant stuff.
That is a full send like I've never seen before in Canada corner. I'm not sure Power planned to pass Kirkwood. He got in so hot.
Oh, big one.
Schwartzman.
That's Robert Schwartzman
Turn
in the
12.
Wonder if he had some help.
Kirkwood. The heaviest braking. Oh, he's just lost it under braking, hasn't he?
To get to the outside, and Will Power just decides to go full send to defend and ends up accidentally getting way too deep.
Kirkwood was not a big fan.
The was that, Will? Stupid. I literally just had to avoid him. They should give us that position back.
There's the line at which you can pass. McLaughlin with a tidy exit has a bit of a jump on Foster, who will hope to go with him as they snake down the start-finish stretch, and McLaughlin tries to break the toe.
Newgarden on the outside of Graham Rahal, nearly caught the back of him. Rahal going slow now. One of the MSR machines, I think that's Rosenquist trying to make it happen as well.
And Foster under big pressure from Lundgaard, who was absolutely on the move at the last restart. The McLaren driver now all over the rear wing of the rookie.
And Alex Palou sitting there in fourth as there's contact with Nolan Siegel and Callum Eilert in turn 3.
That's incredibly close between those two, but Eilert maintains the position on board, courtesy of NTT, and up and past. Looks like Christian Rasmussen having a look, as now Palou goes for a look on Lundgaard.
Oh, Alex Palou got on that braking curb, and now Will Power's going to have a chance to pounce.
Lundgaard on the button, trying to get Foster.
He's got a great run. He goes way to the inside.
Foster tries to defend, but there's no way of stopping Christian Lundgaard from advancing into second place. And now Lundgaard will go after the race leader, McLaughlin. He's been aggressive at the start of this race.
Palou on the button. Foster tries to defend, but he might have enough speed to clear him by the brake zone. It's a game of chicken into 5.
He crosses him up. If he can get a nose to the inside, he can't. Foster defends very cleverly. That's an important place to defend.
That's a big one for Stingray Rob.
Boom, the 77 Goodhart Chevy into the tires. Concrete wall first. You see the driver moving in the cockpit.
I'm so sorry, guys. What are we doing here?
Down in turn 5.
A look on board, courtesy of Goodhart. Oh.
Again, some rear locking. Oh, just a tremendous amount of
I
impact.
wonder if Malukas was saving a little fuel and he got surprised there. It's a little bit like what happened with, oh, it wasn't Malukas, that was Marcus Armstrong. I wonder if it's a bit like what happened with Malukas on the start, losing the back of the car. It's an awfully fast place to lose control.
Scott Dixon leads from Pato O'Ward, Alexander Rossi, and Kiffin Simpson. How's that happened? Because those guys were the first to stop under caution. Now everybody has stopped under the most recent caution. And within those stops, Christian Lundgaard managed to get ahead of the Penske trio of McLaughlin, Power, and Newgarden. His experienced driver in the NTT INDYCAR Series, Scott Dixon. It's his 411th race start today, and he leads the field back to green. And already the McLaren of Lundgaard having a look and having a pop at the top of your screen as Kiffin Simpson goes to make the move on Alexander Rossi. And Rossi defends to the inside, but look at Lundgaard coming and having a look at VK.
VK also looking very aggressive in terms of defensive moves on Lundgaard.
Now he gets up, pops up into 3.
Oh,
lovely.
McLaughlin.
Can McLaughlin go with him? He doesn't want to lose touch with the number 7 of Christian Lundgaard. Now he's right on his gearbox. He's boxed in, nowhere to go, dropping wheels in the dirt.
Scott McLaughlin, 2 wheels on the grass, drops back, and VK should be able to take that position back again as Newgarden comes under pressure from Palou, who has to duck out of it.
This is where it's so crucial as the 3 of McLaughlin has to go riding through the dirt. VK goes by, now side by side with Power. When you're restarting in the middle, you were at the front of the field, now you're in the thick of it all. You've got to be so careful, but also so aggressive.
Has the run. Will Abel get in the way? You know what? Newgarden bumps out and gets ahead and holds that position. But now Palou to the inside, little puff of grass.
Wow, that's aggression from Palou. I didn't expect, James. That was a dicey move, 3 wide to the inside.
Joseph Newgarden and his teammate McLaughlin going wheel to wheel, side by side. And Joseph making it just a little bit too wide. A bit of fun and a bit of damage.
And this is what set Palou up to make that move. He got Joseph here and then was right on the gearbox of the 3. But this is how it all started. Joseph just way long on the brakes. Scott crossing him up.
Yeah, Newgarden has to go Baja style back onto the track, and it just hands Alex Palou an easy position as we get another look at the teammates battling. And then later on, going into Canada corner, Palou.
The wheel by wheel as Pato O'Ward jumps in from P2 of this race.
Interesting, he ducked in first, considering he had pit later than Dixon. So Dixon really making that fuel work.
Who's crushing it? Learn everything you can.
That's Conor Daly in the 76.
It's not been a good day for Conor Daly as he goes skidding off into the gravel trap in turn 5.
It's the guys that just pit, as we see what happened there, just unable to slow the car down.
That was a bit Will Power-ish in terms of the move he put on Kirkwood earlier.
Just when you thought you'd seen it all in motor racing, a car has developed a tail. The amazing AMR safety crew were able to get Conor out of the gravel trap. Conor didn't realize that they hadn't disconnected the tow rope. Now everyone's in, Jack.
Yeah, the number 10 of Palou's pitted already. He's taken off the red soft tyre, gone to the hard, brand new compound. This feels just like a classic Alex Palou drive right now.
McLaughlin serviced and gone with 100% renewable Shell fuel. Pallot's out at the lead. Rahal is out ahead of Power, ahead of McLaughlin. There is Kiffin Simpson, then it's Herta, then it's VK, and behind them looks like Nolan Siegel.
How about the Rahal Letterman Lanigan pit stop for Graham Rahal? That was pretty cool.
Green, green, green through the final corner. And up the straight once again. Lundgaard leads the field and Kirkwood goes with him. Has a great run out of 14, tucked up in his slipstream on the run down to turn 1. Lundgaard goes to defend, but Kirkwood will want to make the move immediately on the restart, and Lundgaard knows it. Kirkwood trying to go the long way round at turn 1. Oh, that's lovely from Carl Kirkwood, but he goes wide. Can he keep the lead that he's only just taken as Lundgaard is 2 wheels on the grass, but inside and makes it back through? Wonderful side-by-side racing between these two.
Lundgaard, so he does get to 27. Felix Rosenqvist is also going to peel in right in front of him from 3rd. So I think these 2 cars can get it done on one more stop. What they're hoping for is it stays green the rest of the way, and everyone else might have to stop one more. Kirkwood should be in the next lap.
It is a fast guys win racetrack, and I love it for that as Power continues to hold a gap as he spins.
Will Power just overcooks it on the exit of Canada on the run up the hill. He's had more incidents at that corner today than anybody, most of them with Carl Kirkwood. That one all on his own.
No contact, so the car should be okay. I didn't see anything that would suggest he's going to have any damage. So pretty big loss there, but not as much as if he would have clobbered the inside wall.
Kirkwood is in. Let's see how this stop brings him out and where it brings him out critically in relation to Lundgaard. Kevin.
And it gives him a little bit more advantages because he went 1 lap longer than those on that same strategy. He's going to a set of used softs for this round. Kirkwood is out.
Okay, here we go. Kirkwood blasts away from his spot. Where is Lundgaard? We keep an eye on the right, and he is coming. Lundgaard will maintain the advantage. What's Rosenqvist got? Rosenqvist files in behind. Kirkwood gets out between. It's on the run down into one of the hardest braking zones on the lap. Around the outside and late on the brakes for Rosenqvist. That is a very, very nice move. Like Joseph Newgarden's day is done. This one entirely self-inflicted. He seems to have a bit of an issue, just raising his hand out of the car.
Yeah, just to cool himself down, but this is just flat losing it wide in turn 14, that left rear dropping off that paved exit section. And I thought he would be okay until he got into the tires there and hit quite a bit harder than expected. A lot of water sitting over there too, but the left rear.
Now, with Alexander Rossi and Alex Palou behind him, but it's Dixon again who takes us back to green, and a much better start for him this time. Rossi with Palou all over him.
Not what you want to see in your rearview mirror. Defending champion and championship leader Palou, but he's got it done. Here we go. That's Ferrucci making a huge move there on Kiffin Simpson.
That was brave. Big move from Ferrucci at turn 1. That is Christian Lundgaard. We also saw Carl Kirkwood going off as well. I do not know what has happened because it was behind the trees, but that is huge.
These two were running.
Oh, it's with Herta. So Herta side by side with Lundgaard. There's no contact. Lundgaard just gets over the bumps, lights it up, and loses it on the way up the hill, and that's what caused Kirkwood to go off to avoid him.
On board here with Colton Herta.
He just juiced it too much.
Christian Lundgaard just hit a massive bump out so wide.
Rossi is in, which means that Dixon will surely follow soon. We know that Dixon is the master of saving fuel, but he's been able to save a lap more than this man, Alexander Rossi. They both pitted on the same lap last time around.
It would take a ton of caution for Rossi to be able to make it here. So it probably will require another stop. And now you see Scott Dixon, even the master of fuel save, says, we gambled, it hasn't worked out. But you never know how much caution comes at the end.
Yeah, we're back, and the drivers on the alternate strategy, almost all of them have taken their stop, but not Alex Palou. He does so now. Jack Harvey's waiting for him.
This is going to be an absolute mammoth stint, Will. Trying to save fuel at Road America can be so punishing for lap time. He hits his mark nice. They've got a set of brand new hard tyres ready for this final stint to the end. If there was a guy who we know can get it done in any conditions, it's Alex Palou.
There is Scott Dixon. Behind him his teammate Alex Palou. What's the strategy? Can Dixon make it? One man knows, and he's with Kevin Lee.
He may know. Let's see if he'll tell us. Mike Hull, the managing director, calls strategy for Dixon. He's the best ever at saving fuel. Can he go 17 laps here without a caution?
Well, I think we're going to find out. You know, we'll probably stop at the 7-Eleven, buy lottery tickets, it all works out. It's going to be really close for us.
Up, as we understand, Scott Dixon, as expected, short and coming to pit lane for a splash and dash. This should mean that Palou can make it because he was 2 laps to the good and there's 2 laps at the line.
My word.
And he's been running around in Scott's draft. He's probably been making even better fuel mileage than the 9 Scott Dixon.
But look,
Rosenquist has that gap down to 3.1. It was about 4 seconds a lap ago.
It was 4.5. It's now down to 3.1. 2 laps to go. Felix Rosenquist, it is now or never for your second career victory.
He was 8/10 quicker that lap than Alex Palou. There'll be lots of people around here raising a red Solo Cup to this guy. If he can hang on for one more lap, it'll be party mode in Elkhart Lake.
White flag means one thing. It is 1 lap to go until the Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag. And Alex Palou, as he has done on so many occasions this year, has a clear track ahead of him and 1 lap to go.
And if he does it, if he pulls off this last 3 miles of racetrack, it'll be his 6th win on the season, and we will still have only 2 winners over the first 9 IndyCar races this year. Hasn't happened since 1980. This guy, the other driver that's won 3 times so far this season, just incredible.
And not just dominant from 2 drivers, dominant from 1 engine manufacturer, Honda, winning all 9 races. If Palou can hang on, we haven't seen that for a very long time either.
But what a drive it has been. What a strategy he has employed, has his team employed today.
And think about how many crazy moments Palou's been through mid-pack on restarts with Will Power and Kyle Kirkwood earlier, that moment of the race that we showed you. Always figuring out how to make high percentage decisions, protecting his equipment, delivering exactly what his team needs.
It's been 50 years since a driver won 6 of the first 9 races. That was 1975. The driver was A.J. Foyt. We talk about the hangover after the Indy 500, which he won with aplomb. Did he disappear? Did we forget about him? You bet we didn't. Alex Palou, championship leader, wins again. It's 6 from 9 in 2025.
Looks like Santino Ferrucci just hung on to take 3rd. That's a brilliant result for A.J. Foyt Racing. Great mileage on that final stint.
Oh, yep. Everybody out of fuel.
That is how marginal it is here. We talk about how narrow the windows are for fuel, and because the lap is so long, you need so much gas to get around the cool-down lap. Palou's doing a cool-down lap.
Santino needs some water as well.
The tap went off. He wanted to get it before all the water was gone. He said, throw me a beer. Look at that.
It is.
Woo!